What, guys? You may continue your talking because I'll let you guys take it away. So go ahead, Dara, Taza.
Here we go. Sandstorm versus SAC. It's going to be Teska versus Mordex for game number 1. SAC's got a little bit of experience in the boots. Could potentially be off of that. I know we had Sandstorm. It showed Teska because Sandstorm had so much Teska locked in for singles for a very long time. But Sandstorm's been pretty committed to the Mordex for the majority of the competitive season.
Right now, we're opening off with the Gauntlet Ditto until Sandstorm ends up tossing it away. He finds an opening with that sidelight, and he picks up Scythe on hand. Goes for the sidelight, looking for the downer. Not going to be able to find it quite yet, though. SAC, okay, missing the sidelight. Sandstorm finding a D-light of his own. They're just exchanging a bunch of hits right now. Nobody with a huge lead until Sandstorm. Whoa, oh, that was almost crazy off of the weapon toss.
Yeah.
That was so close.
And now Sandstorm, gets hit by the recovery, double recovery from SAC. SAC looked like he was drifting to do another one. Picks up the boots, goes for the down stick, gets punished for it, but Sandstorm lets out that side stick, not going to quite hit yet, and the down air going to get punished. No, Sandstorm ends up getting hit by the stuff recovery and then saved, maybe? I think his dodger is still there, so SAC just went for the extra damage, but so far it's been really back and forth. That could be it. Gets the side air, down air, no, gets nared instead of a weapon throw. Can SAC make it back? Weapon throw covers his recovery, hits Sandstorm, and then he gets another recovery off the top. That's going to be the first knockout to Sandstorm.
I thought SAC was about to boost that situation. I thought he was about to do something crazy off of that weapon toss, but not quite yet. Sandstorm now going to be denying him of weapon. Sidelight, Endlight, neutral, looking for the GC sidelight. Not going to be able to find it, though. Looking for D-light to cover the landing queue. SAC, beautiful GC D-light, just using the dodge, and then just canceling it at the last few active frames of the dodge before getting the D-light recovery.
And now we're here, even game. SAC looking for some sidelights to start things out against Sandstorm. Misses the downlight. Sandstorm pummels him right off the right side of the stage. Only for SAC to fight his way back in. So aggressive with the gauntlets here on these sidelights to be able to get so many recoveries. That dare caught by Sandstorm's neutral light. And they're both just trying to shove each other off to the right side of the stage. Let's see who can take the first stock here. So far, it's been so close that damage has just been dead even.
They both want to set up that edge guard, and Sandstorm going to be able to do so successfully. Finds the recovery to be able to seal out that second stock, and now he is up 2-1, and he is not slowing down anytime soon. You know, compared to the Sandstorm that we saw in the beginning of the day, he is looking a lot more warm at the moment. I'm really loving the gameplay.
Yeah, so far the Scythe's been doing the best against SAC when in the Gauntlet Ditto. It's when SAC has the best chance of being able to fight back. And that nair could lead to recovery. No, try to get him with the gravity cancel sidelight to catch a dodge punish for Sandstorm. The weapon throw actually combos into the neutral light without him having to jump.
And he just was able to cover both of those spaces at the same time. He gets the downer. The sider is not going to be able to get back on Sandstorm with a clinical edge guard. He cleaned up that game 1.
Yeah, great job recognizing that the recovery was gone, so he only had a dodge to make it back. Gravity cancel sidelight catches him on the way back in, and the recovery to finish off the stock. Chase dodged out there for good measure, and that's going to be game 1 going with Sandstorm. Game 2, we'll see if SAC sticks with the Teska, only doing about 379 damage.
He was not able to push his advantage against Sandstorm.
The first stock looked very good. Went to last hit, as we see there. Both dead even in damage. Everything reset, and then Sandstorm never lost a stock again.
Yeah, his edge guarding that game, I mean, it was phenomenal. His advantage stayed so far. We're going to be seeing a SAC now switch off. So we'll see how the switch is actually going to fare for him. And honestly, I agree with that. Sandstorm didn't look all that uncomfortable going up against Boots. But already, beautiful little combo to start off. The GCD light not connecting, but he finds another one. Already putting Sandstorm deep into the orange until he finds an end light and a recovery. He's able to get a few hits of his own, but SAC is already looking so comfortable.
Yeah, SAC deciding to go over to the Ahsoka, which is what he picked up against Godly in the first set of the day. The guitar is looking much more comfortable against Sandstorm's Gauntlet.
Wow.
And while he's on the Scythe, down 6 able to take him off the right side of the stage. Switches over to the guitars. Primes a fresh pair of guitars too, so if SAC goes down here, this weapon gets destroyed. He'll be ready to go right back over to that weapon, which he's decided he wants to use against Sandstorm here in game number 2.
Gets the neutral, gets the D-light, gets the recovery as well. SAC is finding all of the 3 pieces that he could possibly hope for. Sandstorm, end-light weapon toss, not going to be successful, and now he is picking up the axe. Downer, not able to combo into the sidelight as SAC dodges up and away. Gets him with the recovery though. SAC just going to be nice and patient, but Sandstorm properly punishing that patience with that jump ground pound, just catching him sleeping at the wheel a bit.
Yeah, excellent edge guard. Doesn't dip down too low to finish up the stock either, to give him a chance to get that nair because he knew the jump's already gone. So well played by Sandstorm.
Almost got that jump too.
SAC now back onto the guitars. Dives in with that downer, gets sidelighted once. Sandstorm going to look for another one here, but he stares his way back on the stage. That sidelight punished again, and then the downer right into a D-light recovery. He's going to send Sandstorm flying. The neutral stick to dunk him, gets the spike, destroys the weapon, takes the stock.
Yeah, SAC has now once again secured himself a lead. I love the Katari play from him at the moment. Able to get the down air. None of these GC pivot D-lights are actually really coming out for him quite yet. Sandstorm with a little combo into the recovery. SAC is off stage. He makes it back on aggressively. He slides off with that neutral air, comes back on side light. Down air, waits for the dodge, but he needed to dash into that D-light for it to connect.
Although that time he waited and Sandstorm did nothing, and then he just continued the string. So really nicely played there by SAC. And then, with that neutral light into side air.
Beautiful.
Fresh pair of guitars picked up here. Gets the recovery. It doesn't knock out, but it's close. Sandstorm looking like he's going to go down in this game too. No recovery afterwards after that chain dodge.
Going through the weapon toss into the recovery, doesn't find it though. SAC able to punish the End-Light, waits out the dodge, not able to get the D-Light punish, reacts a little bit too late. Sandstorm, no weapon, able to get the GC D-Light recovery, but still not enough to KO, but SAC gonna be finding a recovery of his own to take the second game.
He's landing with these down air into end lights. He's hitting the end lights, and we've seen it many times. He called out the wait, but he hasn't gotten punished for waiting after the end light hits once yet, so he's just going to continue doing it and seeing what Sandstorm's doing. Even when Sandstorm chooses not to dodge, he's jumping away or standing in place or doing something where SAC's able to just be like, okay, I'm going to wait for your movement, and then I'm going to continue hitting you. I think Sandstorm would benefit a lot from a wake-up attack, even when he's unarmed.
3, 2,
and I'm hoping we see that adaptation here in Game 3.
Wake-up attacks, especially against Katari's gauntlets, I feel like it was so good to do because you're always so close to them.
Well, it's not great to do if the guitar player is not waiting. It's only good if the guitar player is waiting, right? Otherwise, they'll just like continue comboing you infinitely into the blender, right? And so that's what Sandstorm's instincts are fighting against right now. SAC's mixing him up quite well.
But right now, SAC going to be opting for the sword at the moment. That was his first pickup. Sandstorm looking for the downer, not able to find it. Landing with a downer of his own, keeping himself nice and safe. D-Light sider, putting Sandstorm off stage. He's going to be nice and patient. He uses the weapon toss to carve himself a brief opening, and then he gets knocked back off stage. He finds a side light, tossing out the weapon, gauntlets on hand.
Liked his faking going off the side of the stage to dash that back to center.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah, SAC now fighting his way back onto center stage. Down air does not get through the dodge, and Sandstorm pummels him. Edge guard? No.
Nice
Goes to the weapon throw, pick up recovery.
Yeah, Sandstorm wanted that downer. You saw him going out there for it. But right now, SAC going to be off stage with no weapon. The end light comes out once again. That is not enough to be able to KO. He commits off stage. He finds another end light. SAC is still holding onto the stock. He is trying his best to make it back on. He gets the unarmed recovery. He's looking for a second one. How many end lights is it going to be? 4 end lights. That's how many it takes to KO.
Quite a bit, yeah. Looking like an axe main there for a little bit, but Gauntlets can make it happen too. Downlight, gravity capsule, unarmed end light. I don't think that's what he was aiming for, and Sandstorm's going to get a lot of extra damage after that one. Another pummel comes through. Sandstorm gets that side air. Side light, okay. I think Sandstorm's not even worrying about having to deal with what happens when a string starts. He's just hitting SAC before he even gets in.
Oh my gosh, he was so ready for the weapon toss that time. He just went up and over the stage to keep himself safe, but SAC able to find a recovery nonetheless to bring the stock count to 2 apiece. I do love the way that Sandstorm is approaching advantage state and just going into and baiting SAC's options. Wow.
Unarmed downlight, pick up scythe neutral sig. I think it was a true combo too. That was really neat.
D-Light is so plus on hit.
Yeah, it's very good because the idea is that you're only going to be able to follow up with unarmed moves when you do it. So when a weapon spawn is gifted to you by the grace of Odin,
it's gifted.
I guess you get a true combo into a sig, and Sandstorm takes that into the lead here, 2-1. SAC not getting any of the guitar strings that we saw before, now stuck onto the sword.
I don't think that's what he wants at all. If I'm SAC, I'm going to be tossing out this weapon, but right now able to get a side light. He went off stage, he tried to dash, he tried to dodge back on, excuse me. He gets a jump call out onto Sandstorm. Katari's on hand. This is where SAC was the most comfortable. Sandstorm, side light, neutral, putting SAC off stage.
He keeps naring him. I think SAC's only been approaching with the down air. The side lights haven't been working out too much. Sandstorm humbles him when he goes from for the side light. SAC does dodge out of the way of that approach that time.
Side light and
that could be it, but the weight's not paying off anymore. Sandstorm's immediately just jumping out of the way there. SAC's got a little recovery rip if he wants to be able to get this knockout. He goes for down sig instead, and Sandstorm's perfectly fine just going for the pummels until knockout, I feel like.
Such an aggressive recovery, comes back on with the neutral. Sandstorm dashing back and forth. SAC sweating on the way back down, not able to find the sider. The GC D-Light does not connect, and so SAC is able to find one of his own.
Okay, let's see if he can bring it back. I mean, he's so damaged. Sandstorm, unarmed Nair, sending him flying, picks up the side, gets him with the side air. SAC now onto the right side of the stage as well.
Can he close? He needs a side light at this point. Yo, I saw the
scariest there, the scariest there to get hit by.
If that sidelight was just at the ledge, I think that might have KO'd, but because it was close into the stage, it did not. The D-light down air, neutral light.
Chain dodge, dash back. Okay, wow, he's landing cider. Dang, SAC was making that work. Needed one good dodge read, and Sandstorm realizing that was kind of like, it's better for me to take 100 damage, not dodging, than giving him the dodge read that would lead to a neutral sig. And possibly lose the game. And that's exactly what Sandstorm did. Ended up going into light orange there before landing with that side air, takes the game, and we're going right into game number 4.
Especially against Katars, it is so important that you keep that dodge, even if you're just allowing yourself to get hit by a couple of more moves, because at least you're not left without a dodge and put into the Katars.
Especially with a lead like that, right?
Yes.
Where you're just kind of like, okay, I could give him an opportunity to win the game, or I could take the damage that I'm going to take and then get my one hit. And that's exactly what Sandstorm ended up doing. Now SAC, with the guitars against the gauntlet, starting off much stronger here in game 4. Sandstorm opting for a little bit more of a weapon throw heavy play style. Is actually going in unarmed against the lightsaber of SAC and doing quite well until the side's picked up. Edgeguard opportunity, side air allows him to get back, but that side light recovery might knock out. One dare or an air would do it.
Back on, and the answer is the GC end light comes up, but Sandstorm not able to find the recovery pickup afterwards. SAC has another chance at the stock, trying to get some juggles going. Gets the down is, oh my gosh.
Unusual choice from Sandstorm, but it works.
It covers the landing.
Yeah.
It covers the landing in a way that D-Light has a blind spot.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if side sig would have done the same thing. No, down sig was just excellent there, and it ends up not repositioning him in a way where he's able to do something else. Nicely done. Gets a good little ladder combo there with the dares. Puts SAC on the right side of the down sig's gonna knock him out. That's gonna even up 2-2.
Okay, SAC is absolutely able to even up this damage. He has Katari, so you know what that means. He wants a downer, he wants perhaps a side light as well, and then he'll be able to find some end light openings. Okay.
Neutral light, waits it out. Sandstorm gets out though, he's getting out of those now.
Dodging and jumping up, and SAC has yet to find a punish on him.
And then finally when SAC doesn't go for the wait, Sandstorm dodges down. Okay, Sandstorm playing against the guitars much nicer now. SAC gets hit by D-Light ground pound, gauntlets picked up. D-Light recovery though will give SAC a little bit of an edge.
Oh, they're trading blows. Sandstorm dash jumping, landing onto the stage. The end light comes out, and there it is. He is swinging out of this advantage, and he caught SAC waiting exactly what you talked about.
Yeah, that ground pound is the best thing to be able to do out of this situation. He's noticing that SAC's just waiting for him to do something, so he's just starting to hit him for it now.
Yes. Okay,
and that's how the recovery will get the stock.
Saw that he was sweating, he had no dodge, and now all of a sudden Sandstorm up 2-1, both in-game and stock count. This is a set that's...
Let's see if SAC has the adaptation to just downlight immediately. Okay, he is letting it go now, but Sandstorm already a step ahead. He's like, okay, I hit you with one ground pound, you're gonna try to mix me up. He dodges out of the way now, where the weight would actually be beneficial. SAC does get the D-Light recovery, but it doesn't knock out.
Not enough to be able to KO. Okay, he's just trying to patrol the weapon. He's looking for the side air. Sandstorm finds one of his own. GC side light comes out, but not able to get the confirm quite yet. GC D-Light able to punish the side air from SAC with that side light.
So close to hitting that neutral light. Nair doesn't hit as well, but this is looking bad for SAC as he gets hit by another down air. Down sig doesn't hit. Try to go for the same landing punish that we saw earlier on, and he gets hit in the head by the weapon toss.
I felt like Sandstorm had some options there. That was quite preemptive, but hey, this is a huge potential for SAC here. He can make his comeback. He gets the D-Light. He gets the recovery again. He is juggling Sandstorm, and he is holding on to that dodge, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And there's the D-Light into the air. There's another downline of recovery. Disarm Sandstorm. Wait, SAC's got the lead. D-Light recovery would knock out.
And he's able to get the end light. He catches him drifting back down.
The sword, he knows what he wants.
Yes, it gives you the consistent KOs. So how do you find that D-Light? Well, right now, end light, just putting him off stage.
Goes for D-Light, falls down with there. Sandstorm knows that he's fishing for it. Weapon spawns, gets the scythe. Can't get the ground pound here. Goes for the neutral light. Neutral light recovery would hit, side light would do it.
Oh, he is jumping in. He's trying to make this happen.
Sidelight puts him off the left side of the stage. SAC gets hit by the ground against the sidelight, and that's going to be game. SAC can't clutch game 4, and Sandstorm secures his second win at the Royale. SAC shaking his head. They're exchanging some words there at the very end. Yeah, both players fighting to hold on to their Royale life, right?